Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 417th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and we're here once again with the One Planet, One Nation broadcast with members and support members of the Universal Council who are here to present today's program. And without further ado, let me get that set up and let us begin.
Thank you, Rick, and welcome everyone to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race. Again, we've been wishing for peace, and we've been wishing in a way for a different sort of structure. And now we're seeing that energy dimension being manifested into the game of peace and enlightenment as one of the parts of the functioning of the Keshe Foundation. I think this is part of the new cities that we're all helping to bring, or to bring these plasma cities, which Mr. Keshe talked about, actually an aspect of it into our homes. So I thank you all. I think your souls have brought you here. At least my soul, I believe, has brought me here because we're aware of what is coming and we're participating in it. So I thank you for your presence here and what you can contribute in any way, shape, or form in helping this one planet, one nation, one race picture come into the matter state in a way. And I think one planet, one nation, one race is an enlightened position over several or many 195 different countries, all vying for resources, vying for dollars and food and the rest of this. Almost like a family traveling in the RV and they're all arguing and bickering and fighting with one another. So we're here to set up a new system in a way. You'll still continue operating in your current system until there's a full switchover. But this is just part of the transition of man going through this process of becoming peaceful and becoming enlightened and start to interact with a larger dimension of the universe. So, thank you all for being here. And of course, one of the cornerstones of it is becoming a peaceful person, which I think is the next slide. But if someone else would like to say anything and welcome everyone, feel free to do so.
Yes, my dear Mark. Sorry, I apologize. Thank you. As you beautifully said, I add to you as we are one voice, one soul of peace. And I will say welcome, welcome, welcome into this oneness of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And of course, as Mark says, first we have to be peaceful within ourselves. Then everything goes so beautifully. And so welcome, welcome, welcome to Swagatam into the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Swagatam into the beautiful energies of all souls in existence. So universal, so in love, so in peace, so in abundance, dear beautiful souls. Salam, Namaste, Salute.
And of course, this is part of the ethos of the Keshe Foundation. Remember, we're introducing a science of peace, an ethos of peace, and a language of peace. And of course, moving to become a more peaceful person within yourself first. And I guess if we could do that work, we don't have to worry about the unpeacefulness of everyone else as we become peaceful. I think that light will reflect that peaceful light of the Creator, and this is the position. But there's an actual document that you can endorse if you feel documents are important, or you can sign this in the energy dimension, the world or the Keshe World Peace Treaty, which I never knew existed before I came to the Keshe Foundation. And this is, again, between you and your soul, becoming more peaceful, replicating the work of the Creator in a way that doesn't kill or destroy anything, yet he operates everywhere and is quite aware of everything. So this is what we're trying to achieve, and this is just the step. It's not the end all, but of course it's the step to get to the next step in joining with the universal community. I know some of our leaders or spokespeople right now have not shown peace, and of course we haven't shown a lot of peace on this planet towards ourselves or each other, and this is part of the establishment of that permanent peace on this planet, that we can be, in a way, our ethos sort of matches the ethos of the universal community, where apparently there's no fighting and there's no jails and there's no courts and there's no supermarkets in that dimension, because everything is created out of the fields. They have that ability to do so. Thank you, Rick, for putting in the World Peace Treaty. Very simple document, but yet I think there's a lot to look into it. Again, peace with yourself first, and then worry about peace or correcting the others about their peacefulness or unpeacefulness. This is the way I'm seeing it. So welcome to the world of peace and enlightenment. And this is also part of the game. And of course, there's aspects to this. Again, I think our thinking, speaking dimension is probably acts out more than our physical dimension, but not necessarily so. And this is the idea of the gift of the three wise men, which I've just become enlightened to in the past few years, where it wasn't the gifts in the matter state, so to speak, but it was the gifts of the thinking, speaking, and acting good. But again, it's up to you to open that up and investigate and see how it befits you to apply this idea of a world peace treaty, where you become peaceful with all the existing entities, whether they're in the matter state or the energy dimension. And perhaps, I think Mr. Keshe alluded to it, perhaps when you see yourself equal to the other souls, perhaps this is the 99th or the 100th name of God that's been so elusive, where you see yourself as part of everything else. So if anyone else would like to add, again, it's up to you to create this sort of condition or examine yourself in a way. Are we as peaceful as we think we are, or maybe we're more peaceful than we think we are? But I think as we understand the process of creation, we've sort of gotten, we've went a little bit sideways on this planet. And of course, the energies that are on this planet have not allowed many of the entities that exist here to live in a peaceful, enlightened environment. But that soup is being changed, and I guess we're changing one little star at a time in a way. But there's a bigger work of the One Nation Network, as we know, to support, I think, the whole of this, in a way, make-believe or alternative system, gameplay, to bring that One Nation planet and peace fields being embedded into this game. So there's a much bigger work that's going on here, and this is all part of getting us to a permanent peaceful condition, that we don't sort of go back. I know we're all interested in the amazing technology that's being shown in the Keshe Foundation, but as Mr. Keshe said, we can give you the technology, but without the elevation of the soul, within 1 or 2 generations, you'll go right back to the same behavior. So the arrival of the technology is not the solution, but the elevation of the soul. Now, is that the soul of the man, the soul of physicality, all the souls of the physicality? I'm not quite sure, but it does seem we're trying to move the physicality and soul of physicality as an electron, perhaps closer to the proton, where they don't become one, but they could become very close and interact closer with each other. But again, it's for you to open it up and explore. And as we heard, nobody's wrong, and yet no one's 100% right. It all depends on how you see this. Anyone else would like to say how they see this?
Yes, my dear Mark, again me. I want to say that these devices, this mechanism, this technique of creation, the creator with love, if you cannot buy, like, money doesn't matter here. You have to if you are buying it and you don't understand, or if you are in it and you don't understand, this is a disaster. First of all, so this World Peace Treaty is so important, starting with your timeless truth self within you, and you choose the path of peace and enlightenment, dear beautiful souls, clearing the space for all to receive the love, give the love. That is the most important thing. So sign this World Peace Treaty with your soul pen or with a pen in your hand, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have to understand our ability and we can go through this, understanding this, the ethos of Mitra. So thank you, my dear. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sweta. Yes.
Thank you. Salam. Namaste. Salute.
Okay, next I have a video from, or excerpt from the 628th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And let me get that set up here, starting at the 41-minute mark. And should be ready to go here now.
Yeah. Now it means humanity is part of the organ of the Creator, and for man to understand. We are part of that heartbeat, and in that heartbeat, we decide in what condition we, as an entity of living, dictate to manifest ourselves in the dimension of physicality, or at the point of death when we separate in the dimension of interaction of us becoming the soul of physicality of the Creator to manifest ourselves in the dimension of physicality of existence, any point in the fields where His field exists and interacts. I hope you understood for the first time how close you are, how connected you are directly to the light of the enlightenment of the Creator. This is why there is no difference in love and understanding of the process of the creation between the Creator and the soul of the man. It's the dimension of physicality which man has made himself to be separated through the lack of his knowledge, not understanding, and not being in position in the process of understanding of the totality. But there is one thing which is interesting. In what field this Creator moves? Is this Creator part of the bigger structure of the unicos, of the structure of the creators? Singularity in totality is the limitation of the man's lack of understanding of his own Creator, and no more. Today's teaching opens the Pandora box for those who are understanding the process of creation, and for those who understand the process of Creator, and for those who want to be cheated by the knowledge of, denying of the process of creation. One day, the world of science understands this, and one day there will be no crooks to be called the prophets and clergy to rob the soul of the man, for him to understand there are no intermediary between him and his Creator. We made the temples, we made the planets, we made the galaxies, and we made the universes to deny the truth, and now the man knows the truth. One day man will understand that what I call the prophets were nothing but those who were enlightened, they have used the enlightenment for their own benefit, and made man in the image of myself, because I shine on the soul of the man direct, and the vibration of the waves of his existence leads to creation of the new cycle of life. This is how the children of Mitra will be born, out of the wave and emotion, and not out of the dimension of the physicality of the man. Does man need Messiah? Or man has to understand the only Messiah in the life of the man is the Creator itself. And this is why we call ourselves universal teachers, as we understood the essence of the creation, and not fooled ourselves with the robes of the name of prophets. We go for a break and we come back. And I hope as knowledge seekers, I have opened the truth into your eyes and for you to understand how close you are to your Creator and need no intermediary, unless the lack of understanding of yourself and the process of creation has brought you to that ignorance which you'd like to be abused.
All right, that's our first excerpt today from the 628th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of last week, February 5th. And we'll have a couple of more excerpts later. Go back to our program. And next we have the wishes, what we call the wishes. And I'll remind our audience that we'll have a full minute of silence after each wish is voiced for your contemplation and implementation of the wish. Okay, we can begin with Shweta, I believe.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful wishes. Cosmic love. Thank you, my dear. And the wishes are, we start. We, the Universal Council, elevate all souls in existence to present in the cosmic rivers of cosmic rays. And our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul, elevate the soul of sovereign nations so that they live in peace. They live in peace as equal.
We, okay, I wasn't sure if that was the next one. We, the Universal Council, elevate the people of the planet to engage through the game of peace and enlightenment. I'm not sure if Stefania is here, but I'll read it. We, from the universal creation, as one soul. Oh, Stefania has just arrived. And Stefania, if your mic is connected, would you like to read this wish? I was just checking, and as I looked back, I saw you come in. Let's see if her mic is activated. Would you like to read this wish, Stefania?
There is a little bit of noise in the background.
Okay, I'll read it, or you can try.
Yeah. We from the universal creation, as one soul, feel the suffering of the existing soul. We are feeling the peace in each existing soul, creating condition of a new time. Place what created the unicos, position the unicos, possession, the soul of the creator. Oh,
Thank you. That was right on time.
We, the Universal Council, make condition for the all structure around the KF Keshe Foundation to be supporting financially and to have what they need at the point of need to bring a total change.
We elevate the souls of all members in the past, present, and future of the Universal Council as one soul, as part of the totality of the knowledge of creation.
We, the Universal Council, give from our full strength to empower the world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to a permanent and everlasting peace on this planet. Our wish is our command.
Next, we have the connection between souls with Stefania or Shweta.
Stefania, my dear, you want to go forward for the
Yeah,
soul?
I'm still outside, a little bit of noise, so
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, my dear. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Stefania, my dear. Thank you so much, my dear Rick. I love you, my soul. I adore you. I live with you. I love with you. And here in India, we say, when you say the soul, Sashwat Pranam, Koti Koti Pranam. Thousands of salutes to you, my soul. We love you so much. You have learned so much from me. So, this is the way when you say, I love you, my soul, see what the soul will give back. And we know how it is. We are experiencing that. So, thank you, beautiful soul. Always say, soul of man, join the soul of man with the soul of physicality. Always saying, I love you, my soul. I live with you, I love with you, and I adore you. So, thank you. Now we can go to the soul connection, dear one, as the soul is always connected, as we are one soul of peace, as Lisbeth says. And when we say one soul of peace, we are always in communication. But here we jumping, always getting in this soul connection, moments and moments, from wherever, from whoever we are. So the soul connection, dear one. I will salute to the soul, dear beautiful soul, and uh, experiencing this universal love. peace and abundance, we start elevating all souls in existence in beauty and totality, dear one. This is the time, creating the space, the clear space, so that all beings can understand peace, the path of peace. So, going together in the path of peace, dear beautiful souls, I will start the soul connection, communication in Hindi language from India, and I will do it for 2 minutes. There will be silence for 2 minutes, and then we will come back again. So, manifesting what we understand. So, I will start in Hindi. आप सभी को प्रणाम, शाश्वत प्रणाम, कोटि कोटि प्रणाम, कृतज्ञता आप सबका यहाँ प्रस्तुत होने के कारण आप सबको कृतज्ञता देती हूँ, हृदय से अभिनंदन करती हूँ और ढेर सारा प्यार और आपको देती हूँ। और आप हम सब अब फिर आत्मा के उन्नयन के लिए एक बार फिर यहाँ पे उपस्थित हुए हैं। बहनों और भाइयों, प्यारे प्यारे, बहुत ही प्यारे प्राण। तो मैं ये कहूंगी कि हम श्वास पर श्वास जो है वो बहुत ज्यादा हमें हम है करके बताता है कि हम हैं, वी आर लिविंग, यू नो, ब्रीद इन एंड ब्रीद आउट, जस्ट डू इट, एक्सेप्ट व्हाट वी आर। सो आप हमेशा ये ध्यान रखिए कि जब आप श्वास लें और श्वास दें, हमेशा अपने आप को आश्वस्त रखें, आप जो हैं वो हैं। तो हमारा ये श्वास लेना और श्वास देना शुरुआत हुई, और अब हम लोग 2 मिनट के लिए आत्मा के उन्नयन के लिए यहाँ पे प्रस्तुत हुए हैं और हम शुरुआत भी करते हैं। तो शुरुआत हुई सबके मिलन के लिए, सबके उन्नयन के लिए। थैंक यू ब्यूटीफुल सोल। आप सभी का धन्यवाद, कृतज्ञता हृदय से, सभी को प्रणाम। थैंक यू ब्यूटीफुल सोल, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude from the core of my heart and soul, dear beautiful soul, for being here always to elevate all that is needed to all souls in existence. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, next I have well, we have the invitation to the soul connection, again with Shweta.
Mehran, I welcome you to read the invitation of the Soul Connection for 9 p.m. Okay. We, the Universal Council, invite the Keshe and Universal family present at the earth to unify at the soul level every time, every day at 9 p.m. CT time. Beautiful souls, welcome, welcome to this unity. So I will say big join from, as Mark says, a housewife cooking, a man traveling, a person talking, a person sitting, walking, from wherever. Join at 9 p.m. and it will be always, always, all of the time, all the time. You can do that. But 9 p.m. is a time. So we remember each other as lovers. Here in India we say, pyar do, pyar lo. Give love, accept love, receive love. So give from our field strength to enlighten the soul of the world leader, to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nation to everlasting peace on earth and throughout the universe. Our wish is our command. We are always present. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome, welcome to join in this community of lovers. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Rick. We can go to the next slide.
Okay, next we have the, thank you, Shweta. Next we have a video excerpt from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop that we like to play pretty much every week. Become a Universal Council member. And let me play that now.
There's something which I should have made an announcement. As we are structuring and in a new development of the Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60 and they serve during the 60 years they are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally, and we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Rick. I also want to add that please do join the Universal Council, support and Universal Council membership of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Join the beauty and totality to serve humanity. This is the timeline to become timeless, beautiful soul. From wherever you are, do come. There is no border anymore. The souls are connected. So thank you. Welcome, welcome again. Thank you so much, beautiful souls. Thank you.
I think you're up
Yes.
again, Shweta.
Yes, of course. Um, Thank you, beautiful souls, listening to me, dear one, that we invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council and Universal Council support to send us your question to be answered live each week or the needs of your community, dear beautiful souls. As everything is upgrading in this timeline to the other new, I will not say timelessness, then everything is upgrading as we are all universal. We are all lovers. We are all peaceful beings, beautiful souls. You can have your well questions. We are all learning. We are all knowledge seekers. You could have your questions. We will try to have an answer as we know we are all equal. And you have an interaction and a discussion, an advice, a teaching from you. So you can help yourself by in these Telegram groups of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization in different languages. You can join and be there with your soul, heart and soul, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Telegram group. Thank you so, so much. Thank you for joining us as one soul. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute, my dear beautiful.
Okay, thank you again, Shweta. And now we have an announcement from the 628th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And it starts at the 51-minute mark. Just getting that set up. Bear with me a few seconds here.
Yeah, you've been displaying some interesting backgrounds. I think you have quite a, as the store products come into the store. And of course, it's in a way free advertising for the Keshe Foundation. So thank you, Rick, for choosing some of these items, as he has before in the Keshe Foundation store as the background. And of course, these products, what you're seeing on the screen is, in a way, gives you the ability to bring peace and balance into the home environment. And as I say, how valuable is having peace within the home? Remember that teaching of Mr. Keshe and walking through the doorway or the frame of the doorway. Sometimes it almost, you can go into a different world in a way. And so bringing peace and balance into the home is what Rick is showing here, just by placing or suspending certain of these plasmatic resin-made decorations, which not only are beautiful or aesthetic, but are quite functional. So I just thought I'd fill that in while Rick was setting his background.
Thank you, because the video won't play right now, so I'm having some technical difficulties. But bear with me and we'll get
Where
this
was it? Was
set
it
up
in
again.
the USA or was it made somewhere else? No, I think the AI, sometimes the AI is, and again, I don't know if it's the AI or just the interaction of the browsers or whatever, but sometimes I think they try to help, or sometimes it looks like they're interfering, but perhaps they're trying to help in a way, but yet it's just not been fully sorted out. But Rick, you're a master of getting out of these sorts of jams, I noticed, when videos don't play.
Okay, let's see here.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're good to go. So again, this is an announcement from the last Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And this will be, I think it's about 15 minutes long or so. So let's listen in. Let me get properly shared here. And let's begin.
I have a very good news for you. Hopefully, the masters of the what we call the games have managed to complete, and we test the completion of the units. We've been told they're completed today, by next week. And once we test and get a confirmation of the what we call system working perfectly, the first 25 ONOs, ONNs will go out hopefully before end of this month. And then from there on, we add our pieces together to make it to whatever it's going to be by mid-March. And we try to cover the 10,000 units we need within 2027 or 2026, 27. Thank you very much for your support. And in a way, from now on, once the system goes on, you can go to our points in purchasing coins, and from March onwards, you can start trading with other knowledge seekers for purchases and everything else through what we call the cash coins as part of the Keshe Foundation internal structure of the currency. We try to bring this very rapidly on the international level, that you can trade around the different countries with different knowledge seekers, with different organizations, pay for tuition fees, which is guaranteed, will be guaranteed by the assets of the Keshe Foundation, Market Corporation, and backed by gold. And this will bring us, I've been waiting a long time, as you lot know, for months and a long time to get to this position, that we set up our structure, that through what we call coin currency international dimension of the Keshe Foundation, that through playing games, you will start understanding for the first time, games can be cashed in, games can be part of the sources for man that makes man independent of what we call financial structures. We need a lot of support to complete this 10,000 units. It does not stop. And the beauty of it is that as of today, you knowledge seekers can, and you can become, does not matter where you are on this planet, part of the Keshe Foundation, registered as members of the Keshe Foundation Corporation organization internationally, that allows you to register yourself, and this will be used later on as what we call the link for the structures of the Keshe Foundation worldwide in different dimensions and ways to go. Rick, I have sent you a link. That this link is the Keshe Foundation. To be part of the Keshe Foundation structure, which is we setting up in a further dimension, for the time being, you can go to this what we call link, register yourself as the members of the Keshe Foundation. It's on your link, Rick, if you want to put it out. We will put this out furthermore. To become a member of the Keshe Foundation, you have to register, and by law, to pay a fee, $1, €1, whatever it is, that you are. Then you want to be a registered member or whatever. And there is a certain type of donations open up to this channel, is an international structure foundation, as what we call a structure that will operate till we sort out the Keshe Foundation structure in Holland through the fraud which we were entangled with, and then restructure it that the way it'll be. So if, and further on with this, we will allocate through the Keshe Foundation the international card which means you're a member, and that membership becomes your international ID as part of the Keshe Foundation work. But you have to register for it. You can donate whatever you like. There's a donation sign. You can pay towards the buying of the ONN for, and you can donate anything for any research you like. But what we lost the structure in Holland some 4 or 5 years ago, now it's structured this way. You have to go and sign yourself as a member of the Keshe Foundation, and then in the future, very soon, you'll be given an ID number, your international ID number, that will take this one even to the players, that they'll all be registered, and then you can literally exchange, buy, sell, and do anything you like, or support the foundation for research as it's set up.
Mr. Keshe, can you check the link? I'm not able to open that link.
That link should be openable.
Is it .at or
It's
should it be
.at, yes.
it's not going for. I can't find the server. It says.
Okay, I'll test it for you. I check it. You have a small problem there. Just 1 second. It's my side. Just I'll check and I'll come back to you. 1 second. Can I have the link of the foundation again, please? There is a link. There's a point missing in my side. Just 1 second. It's just let me. I posted back again.
Oh, it's I think it's spelled wrong. It's KESEH.
No, I'll send it to you again. Just wait. From my side, I'm testing it before I send it to you.
That came through when I changed it. Your link that you sent me is not spelled correctly. It's K. It should be KESHE, not KESEH.
Ah, yes, okay.
So when I changed it, it came through.
That one,
So I've got it now.
Yep, I posted the one back to you again. So you should get it there. So you can go to keshefoundation.at and register yourself as a knowledge seeker, as a member of the Keshe Foundation. And if you can put it up on the screen that people can take it.
There we go. I'll post that in the chat as well.
This is part of the next steps of the part of the Keshe Foundation International work, that we keep the coin within the structure and we'll bring everything to be signed to be part of the foundation. This covers us for a lot of legal terms in the future to come. And many of the people who play the game have to connect to these kind of structures to be registered as a member of the foundation, that the coin does not become a trading coin. Outside that, there is no speculation. And we can keep control of the structure and how things works with us. And hopefully, as knowledge seekers start receiving your, what we call the units, you have to go in, you have to log in, use your what we call connections, and then your registration, and gradually start playing the game. It can give you an income, and at the same time, it's not an income, it's bringing enlightenment. It's trying to get you to think about peace and living a peaceful way. A number of these will be gifted to the world leaders in our meetings, in upcoming meetings with ambassadors and the rest, that they can connect themselves into play with a game of peace. And we'll see how far this will take us and where we'll end up with, and how
we become part of the structure to bring one planet, one race, one nation, and one currency, that then we don't have to be better than the other and we need to dominate because we are all equally using it. We'll see the connection between the foundation and the cash coin. Maybe it takes about 6 months, a year, when hundreds of thousands of people start playing to earn a living. But as they play every time, the ethos sinks in. The subconscious will take over the conscious and will bring changes. It's not to play anymore as what you understand. I don't need to play more than what I need. I don't need to buy 10 games, 10 different names and fraudulent to make 10 times more. In a way, what takes it the wrong way will pay it the wrong way. And we'll see that process. We'll see how the structure will take place. And sooner or later, we introduce different structures and more elaborate game plays in this structure. It'll take time, as you are helping us with finding the problems. And thanks to those who help us with this, the structure should change gradually in a way that you come back for more. And in your coming back for more, to understand more about knowledge of the creation, become more peaceful to understand what we know is nothing compared to what is the knowledge of the creation. I hope you enjoy it took a long time to complete this system to be, and I received a message this morning that the units tested are okay. We do a further test next week, and then units will be distributed through our offices in Austria. And then as you receive it, please confirm you received and just plug and play. And you just plug your unit in, our system sees it, recognizes it, and brings it into play, and you become part of the structure that no nation, no government can bring this system down. And the more we put out, the more we become independent, one nation, depending on its own finances, which is the whole of humanity. The game really starts from 21st of March this year. Not only the game of the playing of the game of the what we call enlightenment, but the game to change everything, as more and more people, initially out of the greed, they walk themselves into the peace. There is no more need to be on the street to steal. I sit and play a game and I have the money to spend what I want. You will hear in time coming that people walk to a kiosk in the shop. Do you accept cash coin? I want to buy a bottle of milk. Do you accept cash coin? I want to buy a piece of bread. And gradually, the man who runs the shop goes to the wholesaler and says, can I pay with cash coin? And he has that value. You don't lose it. There is no currency plate. It stays as €1,000. And he keeps his limit, which promised to everyone. We started the game 2017, 18. And now the real play game of life starts with this process. No nation is higher. There is no dollars and there is no RMBs and there is no whatever. Even those will change into currency of the Keshe Foundation coin, which means security, that your money stays your money. And there's no fluctuation that one day you are rich and one day you're broke, because it depends who decides how it goes. It stays as a solid state space. You can buy coins and with it, earn a 3% living, as we agreed from the beginning, in cash coins, and then spend it is your investment. I thank those of you who supported us for decades, for 20 and 20 years to get to where we are now, and those who are joining us nowadays to support us for the next generation to change and bring that change across. Those of you who have time and you go into the stores of the Keshe Foundation, the new sessions or parties gets divided into the spring, summer, and the winter packages. And the spring package has been set up by the Keshe Foundation, what we call team in the background, that whatever you need for a spring is not anymore Christmas and New Year, but it goes by the season, what you might need and what is there. And soon, the collection of the Keshe Foundation products will increase quite drastically. You can buy from potatoes, from lettuces, from what we call the O&Os to generators and the rest. And what we are setting up is, as you helped us for a long time to move and change, to be in stock delivery. Start looking for the Keshe Foundation logo goods, from the household goods to groceries around you, that you can buy plasma products, in what we call cosmic ray products, that guarantees Keshe Foundation has a hand in it and supports it to come in forward. And gradually in the next few months, you will start seeing these products around the Keshe Foundation. You can open shops and buy coins of the Keshe Foundation, shop from us and retail from us, become reseller of the goods through the Keshe coin, and purchase Keshe coins and get paid by the Keshe coins, and you know we guarantee in the background. Gradually, we build this process up, and we are step by step getting closer to complete. As I said, we do not discuss anymore what we do till it actually hits what we call the confirmation of delivery. Are there any questions?
Okay, that completes that excerpt from the last Knowledge Seekers workshop. And I've got another short excerpt to also play at this time. Starts at the 1 hour 57-minute mark. Okay, we'll play that now.
Have released from the Keshe Foundation store in Europe, in EU, the energy essence products, which is you can buy it from the pharmacies in Europe, and or you can ask the pharmacy, I want such a product from Keshe Foundation, and this is it. This is now used in some of the pharmacies in Austria and other countries. You can apply for it and use it. Look for energy essence material, and it is there. You can see it in the store. Very soon we'll release products on the CE certification as a medical class 3 and 2, next 12 months maximum, the Keshe Foundation products, which then openly we can explain to you as is certified materials.
All right, that was another piece of information from our last Knowledge Seekers workshop. And now let me go back to my program. And I think we still need to read this invitation. Did we miss that?
No, we have read it.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
So,
And I wanted to say, Rick, that link I was looking for, somebody told me this morning, it's just keshefoundation.at. And I put it in the chat for those, and it brings you, I tested it, it does bring you to the page that was brought up. So it's as simple as that, even though I couldn't find it yesterday.
okay, great, Mark. I'll put that in the YouTube as well. Next, we have the knowledge and understanding from the last Knowledge Seekers workshop with Stefania and others. I'll I'll play the background video that we usually play with some music. And I'm not sure if Stefania, if you're
Yes.
available or not.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
available. Can you hear me properly or put a headphone? Because last time you said to me it was much better from Italy.
It sounds quite good right now, I'd say.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you let me know because I can put a headphone. Yes, so welcome everyone to this workshop, to the knowledge understanding. Yes, so my name is Stefania and I'm representative of the Italian language from the Universal Council. So the workshop of last Thursday, I know that every week I'm saying the same things, but even this workshop is super, super important and super, super deep. Before we're gonna understand this workshop, I think it's gonna take time to be able for us to really have the full understanding, because Mr. Keshe going in deep on very important information. Apparently, it was more than 300 years that we were trying to answer certain question on what is the light, what is the particle, what is the photon, what is a frequency. So, Mr. Keshe, if you're really interested to know this answer, this is the workshop of last week is the workshop for you. So he started to talk about Newton and Einstein, how Newton particularly, he kind of find a partial answer to what was the light, and but then even Newton and Einstein, they actually they took a route of convenience, and they didn't manage to have the full understanding, but to keep the fame, they kind of misled a lot of information. So, and Mr. Keshe in the last workshop clearly saying that if science of today is in this position is because many scientists in the past, they as they become famous, they didn't stayed truth to the knowledge, so they kind of diverted a little bit. So we learning we basing our science on wrong information. So if you want to have a true information, the 628 is your workshop. So I try to understand it. I read it again. I don't know how many times. So I want to be able to repeat properly. But to make it short, he started to talk about what is lights. And he said, as we know now, the light is our magnetic fields. And then he goes going to explain how the particle is formed and how the waves are formed, and then how the particle can create the waves and the waves can create the particle. So, and you go more deeper than that, because then he will start to really explain the fact that when we talk about energy and particle, we talk about a bit, a pulse. When we go into the material side, then we're going into frequency, and he will explain in this workshop how frequency are made, and something I think I understood. I mean, this is what I think to understand, but obviously I need to study it more deeply. What Mr. Keshe said last week, but he also going into make so he said that the waves, the interaction of the waves create a particle, but also the particle they can create the waves, and then he said the waves so everything can be created of the other or creating of itself. So, and then it goes more in deep into the explanation of also the what we perceive as a dark and a light, and going to the fact that, for example, make example of the brain of the man, like yin and yang, the dark is the soul of the man, and the white is the brain. And then, but if you split the soul, it's white inside. So there is this game of white, black, white, light, dark, light. So we're going to explain also the dark matter, what it really is, the black hole. Also the black hole has got light inside. Really go touch all this subject, even going into the fact that on the fact that, for example, the plasma is like a sphere. So it's got boundaries, but we talk about boundary in relation to energy fields. So for example, so go into the fact that, for example, the universe has got no boundary. So the universe is infinite. So we can go to the create, to the unicos and beyond. So we actually put in the limitation of this boundary through our understanding. So as much we can see is as much we can kind of work it out. But in reality, there is more that we don't see, and there is a lot more that we don't know that we don't know. So literally, to make it my summary, to me was like everything is possible, and we got unlimited potential, and we got unlimited things we can do. We really have to learn how to stretch our brain, our mind, to going beyond to any possible imagination, or literally we got no limits of what we can do. So it's very, very important for us to go really in depth of the last workshop, because obviously Mr. Keshe talked a lot about the fact that we do not have an intermediary between us and the creation, and we are the reflection of the creation or the creator. Because as you go into particle and waves, then it talks some other, if you remember some workshop ago, he was talking about the fact that the ray, when interact with itself, and it's pure, creating stars, creating the soul of the man, creating the sun, from the interaction of itself. And then when we're creating this particle, that it's not particle such the particle who has material boundaries, but more energetic boundaries, then inside of this like sphere, we have in these waves, and from the interaction of this wave, we then going to create what we call the material state. And so it goes on in this workshop, talk about, if you remember, about the hydrogen, that the hydrogen is reflection of itself. So it's when the rain goes out and come back, creating the carbon-14. And then the carbon-14 can create then, going through the dense atmosphere of itself, then can create carbon-12 and create the physical size. It's really going, I really highly recommend it, because it's going to explain as well differences between, or is on this connection with the wave and the particle. It's going to explain why dreams are the wish what is a wish, what is emotion, because we have to consider the length of the waves, the strength. You know, there are a lot of conditions, the environment we're in, the soup we're in. So there are a lot of stuff we have to consider to be able to then, that we have to learn to then be able to know what we want to do. So if you want to do whatever you want, you need to have knowledge to be able to do whatever you want. So here Mr. Keshe gives us a lot of knowledge to help us to really understand how we can transmute from lights to particle, and how can we travel into space, in which soup we want to be going to. You know, there are a lot of factors we have to study, and they are all in this workshop. And also explain also the Mitra, the sign of Mitra. So there are lots. And it doesn't finish in the first part, because in the second part, you see this fantastic introduction we just hear, where you need to become a member now, and you can make like any symbolic donation. Obviously, if you can afford it, remember that a good way to spend your money is to donate to the Keshe Foundation. And I say this because the Keshe Foundation is all of us. We all Keshe Foundation, because anyone who wants peace, world peace, anyone who wants end of injustice, everyone who wants end of wars, everyone to be equal, and finally enjoy life, then you are part of the Keshe Foundation automatically, because we are under the same ethos. So, and because we want to a big change, obviously we need to put inside big work. So as much as you want, as much you have to give, you know. So that's why, if you want to become member, because it's open to everyone, you can start with a symbolic donation, and obviously if you go more income, you can. This is your way to support the foundation on make the change. So this is the second part. The second part, Mr. Keshe, as you heard, is going to talk about how to become members and why, and what's going to happen for what it's and going to talk about the new development of products, shops. You hear now they're going to sell some Keshe Foundation product in pharmacy, in shops. So you can see we're getting more and more established, we're going to be more present in the public eye. So we need to prepare ourselves on really getting deeper in the knowledge. It will take us maybe, I mean, depend on how good you are, but it's quite a lot, but it's so exciting stuff to read. I couldn't stop to read it. Then there is a lot of great question. The question of Ed. We go, Mr. Keshe going again, explain again in detail what particle are, what waves are, what frequency are, in a more detailed way. And then I don't remember the other questions. Do you remember, Mark, what happened after Eddie in the second part?
No, not exactly, but I think you've done quite a comprehensive explanation or sharing of your understanding of the workshop.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I'm keeping reading and reading. It's all every time before to come here. I'm trying to summarize in my head, but there is so much in it, you know, so much that I still need to understand myself. So
especially how close we are. We're much closer to the Creator, I think, than we've been told, especially from those who wear the frock. But it was interesting when Mr. Keshe said the Creator doesn't play dices. And if you understand this game of dice, or the game of craps, sometimes they call it, it's really a total random event. And I just happened to bring up that quote of Einstein. And yes, apparently Einstein did say that the creator doesn't roll dice. And the other scientists at the time, anyone look that up? What was their response to Einstein? It was Einstein, stop telling God what to do, or stop telling God how to behave. So apparently what Mr. Keshe was saying is the creation is quite random. We know it follows the Fibonacci scale to a certain point, I think, and then it has almost an interaction that was not seen, and a different turn or twist happens. Very similar to the way that these people who make the classical music, like Beethoven or Mozart or something, they put a note in there as they're bringing you along in the music end of it, with a note that has a dissonance to it. It almost sounds like, gee, why did they put that note in there? It doesn't sound like it belongs. But in a way, that gets you to shift consciousness in a way, or shift gears. And I think in a way, the same thing is happening. But of course, that's just my understanding. Yes, there were many beautiful questions asked. And of course, the whole key, I think, is to bring the game of peace and enlightenment into a bigger work. And by doing that, by playing it, certain things are embedded within there. And this is going to bring, as he said, touch the subconscious, which will touch the conscious, and apparently change the physicality. So it's much more than a game. It's being brought into the reality, and this is part of the structure being set up for you.
Yeah, because I have to say, he repeated quite a few times where he said that this game, it's to support, give us support financially, but in reality, it's to get enlightened. And I have to say, when I play this game, I tend to forget to answer the questions, but you have to answer the question from listening to you and Rick. You know, you have to regularly answer the questions to keep your points up of I think it was consciousness or knowledge. And I have to actually I have to say that for me what happened since I've been playing this game, the game of peace, happened that first of all I become much more aware of the size of each countries, because as you travel from one country to another, I'm more aware of their location that was not aware before in certain countries. I always heard the names, but I never pictured it where they were. Now I can.
Yes.
Then another things that happen, I start to become aware of places never heard in my life before, little islands. I didn't know the existence of those islands, or different places, and didn't even know they existed. So the world become more big in my head. But also, I noticed that if usually through the media, you always listen the same countries. Somehow, without knowing, my perception of the world was just those countries. But by playing the game of peace, now I think, oh, thanks God, there are not just these countries, there are these other country, this other island, this other island. So the world becomes more beautiful place, because you tend to listen only bad news. And one journalist said that he left the newspaper because 97% the news were good, but they wanted to play only the bad news, or the news they wanted to play, and you start to have a distorted perception of the world. So this is what I found really helped me with. Plus, because now after listening to you and Mushfaq and Rick, I start to pay more attention to the questionnaire, and it's really interesting because they they give you the right answer straight away, so you can have a straight feedback of your knowledge of your understanding, and because you're reading the right answer straight after, you gain knowledge. You say, okay, that was the right. Yeah. Then you think of, okay, that's why it was the right answer. And then when you travel on different countries, you give information of that country, and the country they are border with, and that one also I found very interesting, because I never realized, for example, certain country where that the border with the other country. So it's really educative, I have to say.
Yeah, the world has gotten smaller for me.
Educative.
It's almost like I'm starting to understand some of the streets in my city. I don't know them all, but I'm becoming familiar. So to me, the world is getting to be a smaller place in a way. Or I become familiar. Or even yesterday, one of the beacons opened up on the game, which I haven't seen in about 10 days. And I think that was in Chile. And I donated, I think, 20 drinks and 20 books of meditation, and that fulfilled the beacon. So now perhaps some of my DNA plasmatically has been deposited in Chile, and I have a connection in a way. But it's certainly getting us more familiar. And of course, there's a Wikipedia attached to it where you can start to feel a little bit more about that location, its climate, its population. And so I've learned quite a few things just by taking, as you said, the daily quiz and the world quiz.
The beacon, I still don't understand. I never even saw it. I think I never seen it.
Okay, well, I'm sure Rick will open it up in the Reactor group, but I think we have it already opened here. But this is the gift from the Keshe Foundation. All we have to do is support it and develop it. And this is how 1 billion people will actually bring themselves out of poverty, Rick. And I think we'll hear some of those in the future in the monthly testimonial meetings, how people's lives have changed. And as Mr. Keshe said, if you elevate these other lives, that their physical life changes, then you're worthy to be part of the universal community in so many ways. But we, as you said also, Stefania, there's a lot more to comprehend and understand. So that's what we're looking for, that the physical life on this planet changes. But again, as Mr. Keshe said, this is not so much for this planet. He said, when you go into space, I still have to feed you. So apparently these fields can reach across the solar system or across the bigger structures and reach you for wellness, perhaps food feeding and other conditions that you may be subject to due to magnetic fields and traveling in the matter state as well.
I do really enjoy the transmute from one place to another, and I found the play now very slow, so I can see how can change your set of thinking. Yeah. How
Yes, that's a big thing to learn, I think. This idea of rather than taking the donkey, we can take a faster way of travel. And with the transmute, it's near instantaneous. And like you say, we kind of look at the airplane in the game now as being too slow, kind of like the donkey. Why would we take a donkey when we could take a car, for example? So would you go back to take the airplane just because it's kind of interesting, or
yes,
not?
Yes. At some points, again, the traveling slow, I think, is a different way of traveling quickly back to the crater. There's many things to stop and experience along the way. So would we always travel that way, or would we always travel the universe in the dimension of energy, or would we travel partially physically and partially in the dimension of energy? If you were in a craft and wanted to explore a location, you might use the transmutation to explore and see if that environment is something you'd like to experience in the physicality, and then come back to the craft. So again, this is so far reaching, I don't think we have the full understanding of the ramifications of what we're actually bringing, in conjunction with the other entities in the universe, let's say, to this planet.
Yes, there's a lot of strings attached to the game in a way, in the terms of connections to other things such as the Keshe coin and the KF store from all that, and connections with other people and perhaps beyond the planet in the next phase. So there's a lot of connections within the game that aren't obvious right away and aren't obvious to any of us until we see the development of the game and the various connections as they mature.
Yeah, and I think this Keshe coin, as Mr. Keshe said, will become the effort of the man, because if you could earn a half a Keshe coin, let's say whatever it is, that's $500, or even a quarter of a Keshe coin, $250. I think it's something like that. But that $250 you earn with the Keshe coin, it might be equal to $5,000 in the matter state. And this is what I'm thinking, that there's going to be quite a bit of value in the coin by making the life less harsh, that you don't have to pull out the actual money in your pocket to do certain things. Perhaps wellness, perhaps powerful lighting, or perhaps even feeding occasionally through this energy dimension. And again, if an apple is 1 penny of a Keshe coin and the normal apple at the supermarket is $2, you can see how this can actually impact, where you can get the coin in the energy dimension and keep the $2 in your pocket. Well, that would apply across the board to the energy, to the wellness, to the travel, and the rest. This is the way I'm seeing it. And of course, this is just the way I'm seeing it at this point. I'm sure I'll become more enlightened as we continue to play. And when he had taught the compression technology a bit ago about compressing or waving and so on, and he said that understanding would be embedded in the game itself. So you are becoming enlightened to the universal knowledge of creation just by playing the game. Again, he hasn't revealed how that is done, but they've certainly tested it in a number of locations, pulsing that emotion of peace and somehow enlightenment to the players, if you can see it. But I think as time goes on, this is what we'll be witnessing, initially 1 billion people coming out of poverty around this planet that don't have regular energy, they don't have regular food supplies, and so on and so forth. So this is a huge, again, it may not come until that energy dimension is introduced into this game. So I think that the energy dimension of the cosmic ray antennas will certainly liven up the play in a way, and perhaps help to more balance the emotions. I'm not quite there yet, but we're on the road to get there. So this has a far-reaching implications that we can't even understand. And he's saying we'll handle it all in the background, as we know with this association. I don't think he's revealed that before, but it's been being worked on. Even this game, he said, we've been playing with this or working on it since, what did he say in that last clip? 2017 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is the way it's going to touch everyone in a way simultaneously. At least the opportunity to be touched will be there. Whether you pick it up or not, I guess it'll be up to your soul to sort of lead you in this direction. But you'll hear testimonials from others, and other people will start investigating it, I think, and find out that there is quite a value to this, or at least to, again, make the life on this planet less harsh. Most beautiful place in the universe, but one of the harshest places to exist, if you can fathom that. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to go back to the 628 that I really recommend everyone to really don't miss out in this one, because Mr. Keshe, there is so much knowledge on this workshop. I'm still trying to understand myself. I hope Mushfaq can bring more light, because it's really like a riddle, like two lights. So you got the ray interacted with itself, then two lights can make black and light. Really going to explain how, how, like I said before, the black hole is created, or the soul of the man and the brain, and there is all this word he using of the waves creating a mass. But from my understanding, there are different type of mass. There is the mass at the energy level. That's why we can materialize in space. And then there is the mass at the material level. So it's really fascinating. This workshop for me was really amazing, but a lot to take in. So I hope Mushfaq is gonna enlighten us more about it, because I know he's really good. Okay. Maybe you, Rick, in the Reactor group tomorrow, because it's really mind-blowing, this workshop, for me. Mhm.
Yes, we'll no doubt be covering it, yes.
So this is Mosfik. In terms of the interaction of the fields, the mass, Stefania was referring to the mass and the weight. So the mass is essentially a representation of the balance between gravitational and magnetical, and the weight manifests when mass interacts with another energy field, and how that energy field is experienced in that given setting, such as our planet or any other planet. For example, the weight can be different. Excuse me. And then there is the aspect of inertia. Excuse me, all of a sudden my throat is itching. But aspect of inertia, and that relates to the interaction of the entity with the creator, and that creates the inertia, and it's the soul of physicality interacting with the soul. And so it's not interesting thing is that it's not what came first and what came later. It's all interrelated. It's not that one is coming before the other. And so we don't think in terms of time as a linear thing, but it's all interaction in zero time, so to speak. And and as we keep all of these together, weight, mass, inertia, and the souls, it's a complete picture, so to speak. And then we have an understanding of how field interaction from the energy level to the level of physicality, and part of it is what we experience on this planet as a physical being. It's not that physicality is lower or unnecessary. It's being physical and also having the experience of the soul is the experience of the complete totality of existence. And here we come into this notion that Mr. Keshe talked a little bit in this workshop that happened the last time, is the singularity of the creator. And And so the creator is there this one creator, or is this one creator part of the totality of creators? And this is an intriguing possibility in the sense that the concept of singularity or multiplicity may not be the right way to see it. It's if when we acknowledge, for example, I'll give you a hint in this direction, in the sense that once we acknowledge the presence of Creator within ourselves, that means we, in a way, take up the role of being a creator. That doesn't mean the creator of the universe is absent, but we participate in the creation as we recognize or as we acknowledge the presence of the creator within ourselves. And this is something that is a bit different in the sense that we are colored by the various concepts presented to us in the form of religion. But this is stepping beyond that into the area of experiencing this, which is where we are heading as we understand our capacity to create by knowing what the soul can do. So, and here we actually go into all of these things, the weight and the mass and all this inertia and interaction with the souls and the creator. Anyway, Rick is pushing me into transmutation, so I will. So
I'm not pushing you, but I thought you were naturally transitioning into it, so I wasn't sure.
Transmuting.
Okay, so yeah, we can do that. You know, it's you have to have a fade in, fade out effect when you do that. But no, I'm just kidding. Okay. So anyway, so
if you want to stay back on the enlightenment game theme for a bit, that'd be great.
It's okay. I mean, we I will do like something like I will also share my screen like I did last time, because I'll bring up the old picture that I did, and I'll shed a little more light into it. And so we'll go slowly get into that. But the basic idea is that the idea of singularity and multiplicity is something of a limitation. And we, by participating in the creation process, we get to know more. It's not something that somebody is handing down, some idea that we are being handed down to us, but it's being part of the creator and being a participant in the creation process takes us to a new way of probably the best way to say it would be nearness to the creator. And this is part of our journey, and it's wonderful as we shed the limitation of some of the terrestrial ideas we have become so accustomed to in our physicality. So in order to escape this, let's look at light, the lighter side of things. so the energy side. So I will bring up my the editor or the picture that I made last time, and let's see whether we can use that to go a little bit in the direction of what do you call it, this creation process. Okay, I hope the audio is off. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I will share my screen. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, yes, I think it's visible. So last time I talked about this notion of the white light that permeates the whole creation from the creator. And at each stage, the level of unicast, we have the unicast color, manifest in the form of the bigger circle. And this is the pink color you see. And it's within the white color in a way. So only, I put 50% of the color here, and then so it becomes kind of like a faded pink. So the unicast level, it's the color of the unicast together with that of what the creator provides. And the next stage, let's say the universe level, we have the yellow color, which is superimposed, which is again I made it 50%, 25%, so it's kind of like even less in a way. So at every stage, we have the creation process in a color which represents its uniqueness, but it contains the light of the unicast as well as that of the creator. So, so you can see that, this image applies to, let's say, planet Earth and the people on the planet. These are all light. And each of these light is unique in their color. But it contains, like as a person on this planet, we have the color of the planet, the color of the solar system, and the galaxy we belong to. So all of these is in us, but yet all of us are unique, and all of us have the unique beauty to the color we bring to this planet. So none of us, we can't claim we're better than the other person. We just are different colors. And as we expand our understanding of these different colors, we start to appreciate the light of the soul each soul brings to the planet, and see and appreciate the creation process as it manifests in different colors. different, as Mr. Keshe was talking about, even in today's introduction, is that we see a star shining. Each of the soul of the people on this planet are stars shining. Those who don't see the physicality. So the light that we bring, yes, sometimes it gets faded by the dust of the physicality, and to the point of losing its shine. But we have arrived at a time when we can have the physicality and have the shine all together, and appreciate the advantages of the light we bring and the physicality we wear together. And it's a new opportunity in that sense. So the balance that the physicality and the light together brings is something for us to understand, feel, love, and through the process we begin to learn, begin to understand, and feel the color of larger entities of, let's say, the universe, the galaxy, and so forth, and the creator. And this is an amazing process where Mr. Keshe was mentioning about the same thing in a different way in terms of the prism, the white light that goes through a prism and, becomes many light. And I think the prism example is a very concise way of describing, white light turning into many lights. And what I'm doing here with the circles is, again, not prism, but, same thing, but depicting different levels of creation, reflecting different aspects of the light, the one light that is the one light, but in its all glory of colors. And I hope this makes sense. And this will be all for today. Thank you very much. And I'll if somebody wants to add anything to it, I'll leave the image up and then I'll remove it a little later. Yeah. Or Rick can, substitute it and our original. All right. So anyone else?
Thank you, my dear Moshe. I will say beautiful image. I will say that whenever you explain scientifically, with, well, I will say logically, these images, the cosmic love. I do meditations, and we use this one meditation like the
Oops, sorry, I accidentally.
hello.
I was just
Hello,
going
hello. I'm
to.
sorry.
I was getting feedback.
Yeah, I think we were getting feedback through Mosfeq's mic. I was watching it move as
that's what I was
talking.
Okay, I'll turn off my mic.
Yes,
okay.
when I turned it to mute. Sorry about that.
I was talking with my mic closed. I'm so sorry. Apologize, my dear Moshfik. As you have this image, beautiful image of cosmic love, level by level, we reach to the creator, kind of that. And when you do this explanation scientifically, logically, with fundamental love of plasma, I understand. I used to do these meditation, and these explains everything. There's a meditation from, as we say, the white light from the galactic central sun coming from within us. The descending from the galactic central sun to us and directly to the core of the Earth, heart of the Earth. So the white light is actually the combination, all the light ever. So I experienced that in this meditation also, as you have explained so beautifully, that the cosmic river comes through the white light, indeed, and and according to you, as you said, according as you explained, the yellow light. Of course, I say the yellow light is the light of healing. Well, I will say that, and I used in my daily routine the turmeric, and I relate this yellow light with the turmeric as manifestation of this yellow light. And we are using this turmeric in different cooking, or even like a lotion. In I have used this yellow turmeric, mixing with CO2 in as a lotion in the body, and it worked in a way that emotionally you healed yourself in a way. If we say we need help, so this explains so many things, Moshfik, as you this image. Thank you for your teachings always, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute, my dear.
All right. Any other comments or questions for Moshfik or for this part of the program? All right, perhaps we can move to the next excerpt from the 628th Knowledge Seekers Workshop about love and emotions. And it starts at the 1 hour 42 minute mark. Just get that set up here.
So I'll stop sharing my screen.
Thank you. And
I know we've been exploring that hydrogen atom in the reactor group. Mr. Keshe gave a certain response to that. Hopefully we can review it later. I think it all had to do with the point of observer, but I haven't really looked into it. Mosfek, I'm sure, picked up on it.
I think that we can do in the reactor group rather than here. I think maybe as
that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Yes.
As we get better at it, perhaps we can bring some aspect of it here. But for now, we are still exploring it a bit. And for now, let's do that, and then eventually, this might mature into something that's more amenable to the meeting such as this.
Agree.
all right, thanks, guys. Here we go. This excerpt, it's about 9 minutes long.
On Saturday the 14th, next Saturday, is a Valentine Day in the calendar of European time, or Western Europe, Western world. And we're running a test to see how much we can get you to fall in love. And part of that test is ongoing at this minute with you a lot in the background. We are testing you. We are running a very nice test in the background. I see the results. It's very interesting. That how you fall in love, in what bandwidth you fall in love, and what causes you to behave when you're in love. And it's very, very interesting. what data I see is amazing. That when we do that, when we show the confirmation of the love and devotion, man creates two clear physicality. One in dimension of the soul of physicality, one in dimension of the physicality of itself. It's a very, very interesting, extremely interesting. As I teach, we receive data in the background which we are monitoring, and it's absolutely amazing how you lot are masters of loving. And we extend this into next week, next Saturday. We know how it is. We are pushing you to love. It doesn't matter what you love. If you felt any emotions, let us know. And we are doing another thing. We are naughty people. You know, you give us the freedom, and we really, really use it to understand more of it. And today's we are testing the field and what the parameters needed to see how you lot, when you fall in love, do, or we can make you to fall in love. It's physically can be done. A lot of you are under the pressure to make it, but it is something missing which you lot don't have, and it'll be there. And in what they call it, February the 14th on Saturday, we have a special session, and it'll be very, very interesting, on how you lot fall in love and how we can make you fall in love. And this is how we will change the society in the coming time. Let man fall in love with humanity and not just the man and the woman. And then we'll see how you lot react. And you see how humanity reacts to such a thing. And it's very, very extremely interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what it means to fall in love. I know how you feel when you fall in love. But it's loving a cat, loving another person, loving a child, it's all have its own field of strength, and we separated them.
You know, because Mr. Keshe, the reason, because you know, whenever I pay attention, for example, say you have sons and I have my daughter, so when we love them, when I look at my neighbors, say my neighbor's daughter, my neighbor's son, then I say to myself, they should be like my daughter, my son. Do I feel like something happened to them? Do I feel the same feeling?
We classify emotion when it comes to love. What we feel emotionally, we direct that kind of love to it or attention to it. That's how it works. Love in man's life is emotion dependent. That's all. We create that way for it to be.
Yeah. Okay, so my my next observation, or my next question I can say is this. You know, when we say, because you know, sometimes it has happened to me, then I realize maybe this is the way I think is correct, or maybe not. If I close my eyes, suddenly, you know, when you close your eyes, it's dark, but this darkness is not dark. You're in a space. Then I said to myself, if I'm in a space, it means I'm actually, inside of me is a universe, but what is outside of me must be fake. Because then that's why if I want to go to create or go to other universes, it's instantaneous because I'm already there. So when we talk about carbon 14 or carbon 16 or whatever, it's already part of me. So everything is instantaneous. So it's nothing outside of me. So when I open my eyes, I feel like these lenses on my eyes projecting something from inside, which is the universe, to outside. And just like it's a setup, like when you go to you become an actor, they put a scene for you, you go act on it. So when I open my eyes, there is a setting, so I'm acting on it, but actually inside of me is the whole thing is inside. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I thought I run it by you.
Oh, it all depends how we define love and how we want to love. And what the strength we put into that, or what energy we put into that. That's all it is. And we classify love and emotion. If you have no restriction, no classification, you die for every single child you have. Every man you see on the street. Every woman you see on the street. But it depends how they treat your love to them. There is some real and some fake ones. And it's for you to understand, is it real? Do we have a lie detector for love? You understand? And now it's become very, very, what do you call, common on the social media, that everybody is charitable. They go on the street finding a poor man, homeless man, and they give them thousands. But they don't tell you that actually I have these thousands because I managed to get some of the people to look at me, and I get 10,000 and spend 2,000, and I become more charitable, and more people see who I give to. It's not mine. If it was money from me, I never had it, so I never spend it, but I'm charitable. I show I'm a very generous man, because with what I fool you with, you pay me to pay them, and I'll have a good life, and a bit of it goes to them, gives me a better life. That's how social media works today. And it's become very common. You see them helping a homeless and paying somebody on the street, or going to a supermarket, giving people money. But the fact is, they're playing with your emotion. Because they used to pickpocket you, and now they pick your emotion.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Oh, you're welcome. Something I explained to Rick. On the 19th of March, Thursday teaching is changed to 6 o'clock in the afternoon and not 9 o'clock in the morning as you.
Okay, completes that excerpt from the last 628th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. I'll go back to our program once again. And at one point, I think we're supposed to talk about some of the things about the Keshe Foundation, or products. Perhaps there's a picture here of all the different products available, and they are available at the Keshe Foundation store. And there's new products in the store, such as the resin, in particular the resin GANS resin products, as we see here. And in the Keshe Foundation store, you do have to scroll down quite a ways. Maybe I should show that, because otherwise people might have problems finding those items. Bear with me a second.
And of course, the store has been a bit cumbersome, and Mr. Keshe has acknowledged that. And apparently the Shopify platform will become one of another venue to access, which will make everything rather smooth as compared to what we've been experiencing. As we said, I think it was yesterday, there were a lot of cooks trying to develop this website, or webmasters apparently, and they've each put a little touch, but they may not have synchronized everything. That's one of the issues.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good point. So this is the basic Keshe Foundation store site. I do see there is a link here to Cosmic Spring. So that's what we're after for these new products. But you can scroll down if you happen to not notice that, and just scroll down, down, past the Ubiso's units and various things. And past some of the other homemade resin products. And there is Cosmic Spring products here. There's a Cosmic Spring section where you can get a mystery package or handmade resin coasters, handmade resin figurines, letter signs, and mini aquariums, resin ornaments, tray, and candle holder, all in this biological resin embedded with the energies, and also the new paint pen, again with the handmade resin as seen here. So if we go back to the top here, and I click on Cosmic Spring on the right side, after we cancel the sign-in thing that keeps coming up, that'll take you directly to that Cosmic Spring section. And I'll put that link into our chats here, so you have the direct link to your Cosmic Spring. Okay, well, that's about it without going through all the products, which we've done at various times in the workshop and whatnot. Suffice to say, some of the products are designed for Valentine's Day, which might be a bit late to get these delivered, but they can be usable whether it's Valentine's Day or any day of the year, because they continue emitting the energies regardless of what the holiday is or what the occasion is. So many of the products, some of the products are designed for Easter, so it'd be a good time to get a hold of them, for example. Okay, anything else to say?
Rick, yes. I remember that the last workshop, Mr. Keshe, this last, I think it's Saturday, 14 for Valentine's Day, have a special, I think it's a special workshop.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what time.
Okay, let me bring it up here.
To the people are spending, so.
Okay, if you scroll down from the Keshe Foundation store main site, and just a little ways down, you'll see the Cosmic Ray Transmission Special.
Okay.
It doesn't mention the time actually, but it will be on the 14th, which I believe is that's on a Saturday actually.
Mm-hmm. And this is a separate special session to the monthly transmission sessions that are ongoing.
That's right. As far as the time goes, I think I would assume it's at the 9 a.m. Usual time for that, but
It would arrive in an email, I believe.
we'll probably, yeah, and we'll probably find out in the Knowledge Seekers workshop as well. Otherwise, for the cosmic ray transmission session, it's February 27th for the regular monthly session. What used to be the transmutation session is now a transmission session, which has a specifically says these sessions are not transmutation sessions. All right, anything else to say about Keshe Foundation or products, etc.? Okay, let's go back to our program. And the next thing we have is the needs and wishes. And I'll remind our audience for these wishes, we'll have a 30-second, half minute, that is, of silence to initiate those wishes.
Thank you, Majerick. Needs and wishes. But before the wishes, needs and wishes, is there any comment or any uh, any interaction from our beautiful souls?
Yes, we have a couple of things here. One is in the YouTube from Tender, who says, with regards to the current peace and enlightenment game of the Olympics, in what way is the Olympic flame related to Ador Gushnasp, which is, I probably pronounced that wrong, but is the eternal flame of the Zoroastrian teachings, the ancient Zoroastrian teachings that Mr. Keshe actually talks about sometimes. And so Tender asks, are they parallel versions, or is one the origin of the other? Well, the Olympic flame, I believe, is a Roman thing where they pass the flame from one to another during when they were running. Is that, I'm not sure. We'd have to look at that up. Maybe someone information about.
Yes, my dear Rick. The Romans has used this flame. It is an ancient knowledge about the inner flame from each being. So, but what they done is, they done that the flame is outside you. Somebody will tell you about this flame, but the flame is from inside you. This was always there. It is always every basic fundamental teaching of every basic civilization. So it is Zoroastrian, it is from Peru, it is from India, it is from Pakistan. Any civilization now in existence followed the same thing, but distracted in a way that they forget about the inner flame we have. As we are going through this now, creating this communication with this inner flame, and what the Cabal, or we can say Illuminati, they have used these symbols. Even the Star of David in the flag of Jerusalem, I mean Israel. So these are all, they copied this to kind of, to have this negative impact on mindset on people that these belongs to this particular type of religion, caste, creed, or everything. So all these symbols were ancient, and so much as the swastika was used In here in India, they use swastika. In many South American countries, they use the swastika as um, a form of beauty and totality, a form of start of enlightenment, a form of fertility, a form of every good that exists, start of every good. So here we can say that the flame the Olympics are using are, well, they suppress things because um, they have this flame, but they suppress everything. There is a competition. There is a competition, and you have to come first or second or third, or you are not at all qualified anything. So, and you have to buy tickets for that. You have to buy. This is a game that has been played from thousands of years, cheating, copying, suppressing mankind. But mankind has this ability of the flame from inside. We don't need any Olympic game or any competition anymore. We need to be united together again, like we were in the ancient times. In love, universal love. We understood that at that time and we followed, but we forgot for so many, many eons. The flame of love, universal love, is within us, all souls in existence. So, my dear, well, first of all, we have to interpret that in a way without any religious belief, you know, like that. What is a flame? What is love connected with the flame? So this is the way, as the flame of you inside you, you are taking this flame of yourself of peace and love. You are making way for others, giving the light to others. So we did these Olympics and these games are so, well, I would say, rough for the civilization. As always, it was. Thank, thank you, Tender, for asking. This is my thinking. I understood all the way. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. That seems like a good way to look at it. As far as the actual Adur Gush Nasp, it's the name of a Zoroastrian sacred fire of the highest grade, it says, which served as one of the three most sacred fires of pre-Islamic Iran. The two others being the Adur Farnbag and the Adur Burzan Mir. Of the three, Adur Gushnaf is the only fire whose temple structure has been discovered and for which archaeological, signalographical, and textual evidence are all available. And it mentions it may have first been taken to the site in early 4th or 5th century. So again, it may not, even that fire may not have been for millennia, but for maybe in the last 1500 years or so. So the fire inside of us, as you mentioned, Shweta, has gone on for far longer than that. So I guess that would be at the root of this idea of the fire, true root of it, the origin of it.
And again, that was
Yes,
the man that was represented there, but he said even some in the Zoroastrian tradition did not realize that the fire represents, in a way, the creator or the idea of the gravitational magnetical fields. I think this is what the true meaning of that fire is, what it's created out of, not so much the fire itself. And this is a knowledge that not even many Zoroastrians are aware of, as I understand. Rick, I may exit a few minutes early today, so please cover, or any of the others who, someone's coming to pick me up at the moment. They may arrive shortly. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just make Moshfek as a co-host as well. Just have that as a backup in case we do crash. Okay, we have another question from Guillaume in our or Guillaume. I'm not sure. I have got that mispronounced again. But in the chat, can you ask what is Unicos? What does Unicos mean?
Unicos means all the cosmos in oneness, the unified, universal field, as we say. It is in all levels, starts from you to the planet, to the cosmos, and then this oneness comes. Everything begins one, the one way, the one, then came the duality, the two cosmos, then thousands of cosmos. So this is how we say one planet, one nation, one race, one cosmos. So one is always there. So that from that one came all that is. Like I was born as one, from the two. I was born as one. Then I became the two. Then became the three. Then became the four. So cosmos is like us, an energy, so beautiful, but in oneness. So we called the unicos, the universal cosmos, the cosmos that is unified, kind of that. We don't see any, even the cosmos is differentiated or separate. So unicos is also neutral. So this is why we say unicos. Here in India we say Brahmand, Akash Ganga, or thousands of Akash Gangas are there. But then they came from this oneness. As we are again going to the oneness again. So this is what I have learned when growing up. Thank you, Tind. Oh, um, um, one. Thank you, Gwalum. Thank you, my dear.
All right, perhaps we can progress to our needs and wishes.
And wishes. Yes, my dear beautiful souls, the needs and wishes from the communities, for the communities. We, the Universal Council, give from our soul for the protection of those living with fear in natural disaster areas, and our soul wishes to help over all emotional and physical needs. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give freely our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now.
We, the Universal Council, give freely from our souls.
We just did that one, Marinus, but you can do the next one if you like.
There was something about Iran. It's not yet? Okay. We, the to achieve the Middle East now. Okay. So with the Universal
Wait a
Council.
minute, wait a minute. I'm getting confused here. Let's try to get it in order. We get done that one.
I think the American continent, elevating those on the American continent, was the one Myrna's was going to handle.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Thank you. With the Universal Council, give from our souls freely to the leaders and the population through the American continent to live in harmony, respecting each nation as equal.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of the leader involved in conflicts in Sudan and other areas only by greed, with unconditional love and inner peace. Our respect for the lives of all populations because they are sovereign and free.
We, the Universal Council, give from our souls collectively to protect all the world and Iran from all evil.
We, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of the planet. Our wish is our command. We are present. Thank you, my dear Rick. We are here to serve, not to be served, beautiful souls. The tea, the Valentine. We are all to each other. Give love, receive love, dear one, to the whole community of humanity. So welcome again, welcome to this loving, lovely place of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, Suswagatam into the love of all souls in existence. Welcome to what we are, always will be, peaceful and enlightened being. Thank you so much, and I will say, come home. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute, the Universal Council.
We are saying thank you so much, beautiful souls, because you are the kind to give from you, solo the man, the peace all world, and the peace of the universe too. Thank you so much.
All right, great. Thank you to all the members and support members of the Universal Council for presenting another One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here, number 417 in a continuous weekly series of events. And today is Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. And thank you everybody for attending today's program. And you can take in our next public teaching workshop, which is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group. That starts Wednesday, February 11th at the 7 a.m. Central European Time. And we usually go for a few hours discussing things of the plasma nature and showing various aspects of the technology, depending on who is wishing to show what. And I invite those of the public who would like to look at some of the more practical and, both practical and theoretical aspects of the plasma technology. You can attend that workshop. Then, of course, we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up on Thursday, February 12th. That will be starting, so far as we know, at the 9 a.m. Central European Time. Okay, is that it?
We have, I love you so much, I love you so much, I love you so much, ha 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 ha. Dance and clap, the beautiful souls. Happy Valentine's Day. Always be the Valentines. Blessings of Ma, dear beautiful souls.
Well, thank you for that song to go before our dance, Shweta. Very good.
Yes. Yes, of course.
And as Shweta mentioned, Valentine's Day is coming up, and we'll be halfway through the month of February already by then. And so happy Valentine's Day to those that are celebrating that, which should be everybody, really. Even if you don't have a Valentine's, then it's a good chance to show your unconditional love for all, regardless. All right, we'll go out with our usual flight enhancement spaceship unit, and have a wonderful day, everyone, wherever you are, and bye for now.